Hello everyone, I'm here today with a new process video and I am doing a single pager. This is a 6x9 photo and it's got a metallic finish on it. I absolutely love it. This is a dome from one of the rotundas and it is from the art museum in Lille, France. This is probably the last video I will do for Lille. I definitely have more layouts, but it's probably the last video I'll do because I'm kind of getting to the end of that section. And then after that, I may have a little flip through of the last portion that I did. But in order to get this one done, I have to figure out, what am I doing? I'm thinking for the background, I might like this kind of sea foam green that's showing at the top of the dome there. And I don't remember if I have something in that color in my 6x12 paper, but I have pretty much every color imaginable, so I'm hoping I can find something. Well, when I went into my stash, this was the only paper really that I found. This is the other side, which I love the color, but I feel like that's just way too busy. So it's probably gonna have to be the striped side. But I'm thinking that to kind of soften it a little bit, I might do a piece of vellum and just put it behind here and like rip the edges just to give it a little extra, like another layer on here. I think that might help it. So I pulled out just an 8.5x11 sheet of vellum, and what I'm actually going to do, I don't need the whole piece. Putting it behind here the entire way is kind of a waste. So I think what I'm going to do is actually just cut off some strips. I'll maybe go 2 inches for each of those. And then that still leaves me a nice chunk of this vellum to save and use for something else, because I don't like to waste paper. And then I think what I might do is just rip it and then I'll cut it to be 6 inches. That feels like a better use of this than wasting an entire thing. And then once I have it ripped, I can figure out kind of like which portion I like the best and then attach it under the photo. That's what I'm thinking anyway. So let me finish tearing this one here. There we go. Now I've got 2 pieces and I'll just kind of play around with them to see which I like for top and bottom, the sections that I want, and then I'll cut off what I don't need. Well, now I'm torn. I thought, you know what, I'm going to flip over the paper and just see what I think of it with the pattern that's on the other side. And you know, with the vellum behind it, like, it's not awful. It does tone it down a bit, and all you're really seeing full force is the very tops. And I do have multiple patterns going here, so like, what's another one, really? So I'm just trying to decide, like, which of these do I really like before I start gluing things down. So you can kind of see, this makes the darker stripe wash out even more. So it's definitely more subtle. It's more of almost a solid background. So, ugh. I just have to figure out, what do I like better for the overall design? All right, there we have it with the vellum attached. I just did a thin row of adhesive under here so that you wouldn't see it on the back of the vellum, so it's hidden behind the photo. And there's the bottom. So it's very subtle, but I think it adds a nice layer of texture, and then it also tones down those darker stripes. So I'm happy with it so far. But now the real challenge comes. How the heck do I embellish this? I don't think I need to say a whole lot, so it'll probably be more like generic phrases and some ephemera that matches the colors I have going, and maybe that's it, because this is so gorgeous that I really don't want to detract from it. I have decided to pull out my miscellaneous chipboard here and see if there's anything in here that matches what I have going for my color scheme. And if I do, great. I also pulled out my bag of blue ephemera, but I did a quick look and I didn't see anything that I really loved. So I'm hoping maybe I have something in this chipboard. So I was looking at my chipboard. I actually have 2 sets of this one. I liked it so much I bought 2. But I'm looking at these and I'm wondering, this is more of a blue, but it's not too far off from this color. But I love that it says Yearning for this, and there's white in it, which would be nice with what I have happening. I also have this one, same color in the background, that says Love, and it's actually in purple. There is some purple in here. It's kind of a periwinkle, and right here you can see it a little bit. So it's there, it's just very subtle. I'm wondering if I can get away with using these. This one especially I would like because it's got a semicircle, it's got a nice curve, and it would mimic the curves that are happening here in the dome and in the arched windows. So if I could make that work, it would be great. In looking at these, I decided maybe I want to use this one instead. Because having this again, it's a lot of the same color. It makes it very monochromatic, but this would make it pop more because it's got a white background, and pretty much all the colors that are in here are actually represented in this photo somewhere. I do want to show though that I chose to adhere the other piece right down there. I love that. I think that actually works quite well where it is. I just don't want any more monochromatic stuff. So if I were to use this one, I'd have to put it up here somewhere, like maybe there. I don't want to press it down too hard in case I decide I don't like it. What do I think of it? I like the colors for sure, but I feel like it needs something else, like maybe up here to make a little cluster there. I do have other stars. I wonder if I should go with like this mustard kind of color in there. Or I could do the pink even, because there definitely is pink. You can see that in here. But like maybe stars, one there and then one next to this down here. That might work too. I pulled out these chipboard stars and I realized they're both from Citrus Twist. So I don't know that these were necessarily made to match that because the colors aren't all the same. But the lighter pink ones, I think it's pretty close to that. It's not that far off. I think I could get away with it here. So I think maybe I'll use probably this bigger one and then one of the smaller ones. So I chose to put on the stars there, and then I felt like I needed a third thing. And I think I'm going to go with this lighter blue one because it matches the blue that's in there. And if I just kind of do that to make a little trio and it overlaps the photo just a little bit, I like that better. And then I've got an odd number of things, which I tend to always like better. Do I want anything else, or is this one good the way it is? The only other thing I can think of is like maybe some white splattering, because I think it would show up on the vellum. You know what? I think I'll try it. I did do the white ink splattering, and hopefully you can see it. It's a very subtle, which is exactly what I want. It does show up better on the vellum, and I'm honestly not sure how long that takes to dry on vellum. So I won't be able to put this in a page protector right away till I'm really, really sure that it's dry. But I like it. I did get a little bit more down here than I had planned, like it went over on the chipboard piece. I covered the photo, but not that. But it's okay. I don't mind it. So I think this one is done. I don't want to do anything else to it. So here is another one finished for Lille, France. Thanks for watching.